So tell me respiration in amoeba. And keep your mic mute. Yes, now Shazar, you open your mic. Yes, what? Say again, Shazar. Shifa. Yes, Shazar, quickly. Anyway, people are not understood, I think so. Respiration, yes? Okay. Yes. Hmm. A bit louder, please. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, because amoeba is a unicellular organism, yes, suppose this is amoeba, okay? Yes, it is unicellular and it's in water. Suppose surrounding it's water, and in that dissolved oxygen is there in the water. So, by through the process of diffusion, means the oxygen which is there outside here, oxygen, it diffused in through this wall. Through the wall only it diffused. It comes here inside, and as a result of respiration, carbon dioxide release or produce, that is diffused out through the cell membrane only. Through the cell membrane. So means this cell membrane is permeable. It means this membrane is permeable, or this membrane is capable to diffuse in oxygen and diffused out carbon dioxide. So through this cell membrane it's going on. Hmm. Yes, organ of respiration you can say in amoeba is cell membrane. It respires through the cell membrane. Cell membrane. So amoeba respire through cell membrane. Through the process of diffusion. Diffusion is a process where the molecule move from higher concentration to the lower concentration, from more number to the less number. So through the diffusion, this respiration occur in the in amoeba. Then reproduction. If raise your hand if not understood. Those are not understood. I'm talking about them. Okay. Salama, yes. Salama Ghalib, have you understood reproduction? That's very good, mashallah. So tell me, what is binary fission? Hmm. Mute mic. Mute your mic. Yes. Suppose this is amoeba. What happened to it? What happened? This nucleus elongate and the cell size also increases due to increase the cytoplasm. And then what happened? This nucleus divide into two. Yes, two part. And cytoplasm also divide into two part. And yes, nucleus divide into two, and then cytoplasm divide into two part, and each part receives means the cytoplasm also here. Suppose this is also divided into two part, and each part receives one nucleus like here, and as a result, two daughter amoebae form. They are the two daughter cell, and this will hmm, of course means like how will the two cell form the same similar two cells are formed, how they will be formed when the cytoplasm also divide along with the nucleus, then only the cell can form. Yes, yes, it divide half exactly half, and as a result two similar daughter cells are formed. Later on they attain maturity, they become mature. At the time of formation they are young, they just young, and they are called daughter cell, and then they mature, and then it become again adult amoeba, you can say, and then it undergoes this again binary fission when the favorable conditions are there. When the favorable conditions are there, then when the availability or food is there, when all the factors which are necessary for the germination or the growth, that time this binary fission is going on. But if food is not available, if unfavorable conditions are there, moisture is not there, or the temperature is not suitable, so what happened? It's a harsh weather, then amoeba undergo the, yes, when unfavorable conditions are there. Yes, when hot weather is there. Yes, of course, it is actual. When the two, when both the parents or when both the sex organs are not involved, then it is asexual only. Here you see in binary fission also, you just see that in binary fission only one amoeba is involved, and that divide to give two. Yes, only one is involved. That's why is actual. And in multiple region also, when the harsh weather is there, when it is harsh weather, this is amoeba and the harsh weather is there. So what happened? What happened? It forms a hard covering around it. Yes, that is called cyst. It forms a hard covering around it, and that is called cyst. Fine. Cyst or cyst wall is the same thing. Okay. So the hard covering around, so that it can protect, this covering can protect the internal cytoplasm and nucleus. Means inside the membrane. Here this is the cell membrane. Yes, when the favorable condition is there, the cell membrane is there, but unfavorable condition is there, the cell membrane is surrounded by a hard covering, and that is called cyst. Why? So that it can protect the internal part of the amoeba, means the cytoplasm and nucleus. But what happened? This nucleus undergo repeated division, and it forms many nuclei. So it forms many nuclei. Here this is the nuclei. Then it divide into two. Two become four. Four become eight. Eight become 16. Like this. This nucleus, only this nucleus, undergo repeated division and forms many nuclei. Many nuclei, okay? And it surrounds cytoplasm. Don't use my screen, don't write anything, don't make it dirty. It's like this. Means this one nucleus, this undergo repeated division, forms many nuclei. Many nuclei. And each nuclei surrounds the cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. When the favorable condition comes, why you make the lining around it? What? When the favorable condition is there, hard covering is there around the amoeba, then inside the hard covering, inside the cyst, what happened to the nucleus? It undergo repeated cell division, means it undergo repeated division and forms many nuclei. There are the many nuclei. Yes, as here I have shown you, as here I have shown you many nuclei, and each nuclei surrounds cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. Each nuclei surrounds cytoplasm. You can say that cytoplasm also break, also divide. You can say, and when the favorable condition comes, what happen? This cyst break. Burst or break here, and this is, suppose this cyst break when the favorable condition comes, and as a result each nuclei with cytoplasm changes into amoeba. So many daughter cells are formed. Each changes, each nuclei with cytoplasm changes into amoeba. So as a result many amoebae form. Many daughter amoebae is formed. In binary only two are formed. Here many are formed. Yes. So this is the difference between binary and multiple fission, and amoeba reproduce through the both process, binary as well as multiple fission. But in normal, the favorable condition, when the food is available, when all the factors are which are needed for the growth, they are available, then it go undergo only binary fission. And when the harsh weather is there, then only it undergo multiple fission. Got it? Multiple means many, fission means to break. So binary means also by means two, and fission means to break. So in binary fission, the amoeba break into two only. It gets the two for, you can say, daughter nuclei, and in multiple fission, as a result of multiple fission, one cell, from the one cell only the many daughter cells are formed. Got it now? Understood? Yes. Yes. Speak a little bit louder so that it can be clear. Hmm? Mm. What? By means two, fission means to break. So when the one organism break into two, you can say, when it go or division, it undergo division. As a result, the two daughter cells are formed. Then it is called binary fission. Got it? Okay, now let's start. Kingdom fungi. Do you have some idea about kingdom fungi? Again, you people started writing on my screen. Yes. Ye- Okay. Hmm. Yes, they are. They can be microscopic and they can be macro, micro, and they can be macro. What does it mean, macro and micro? Can anyone can explain? Why everyone is speaking? Yes, yes. So means like micro is unicellular, macro multicellular. So we know that cell are microscopic. They are the minute structure we cannot see with the naked eye. And fungi means in kingdom fungi, the organism can be included micro as well as macro. Why? Because they are of two type, unicellular as well as multicellular. So micro, here it is unicellular, macro is multicellular. Right. So in this kingdom, the organisms are plant like, and as well as means they have the feature of both plant and animal both. What are the plant feature and what are the animal feature? I'll tell you. They having the they having the feature of both. they having the feature feature of both plant and animal. What features? What features? Which feature is there in the fungi? The cell of the fungi is made up of cell wall. So cell wall. Cell wall present. So cell wall is the feature of hmm? No. It's a feature of plant or animal. Very good. Yes. So it's a feature of plant. So this is present. So this is there in the fungi. So cell wall is present in the fungi. And another feature which resemble to the animals, that they are non-photosynthetic. They do not have chlorophyll. They do not have chlorophyll. So another feature is do not have they do not have chlorophyll. So one feature of plant and one feature of animal they have. So they behave like animals. Why? Because they cannot prepare their own food, because they are not photosynthetic. They are not having chlorophyll. Non chlorophyllous they are. So they are non photosynthetic. Because of this, the one feature resemble to the animal. Another, that cell wall. So cell wall present in the plant, not in animal. So this feature resemble to the plant. So that's why this is the category. This is means these are the organisms which cannot be categorized in plant or animal, because they somehow they resemble with the plant, or on the other hand they resemble with the animal, but they are different from plant and animal in this way, that they having the feature of both. So that's why they categorize into separate category, that is kingdom fungi. Got it? Okay. So kingdom fungi consist of plant-like organisms that are multicellular, but they are having some feature resemble with the animals, like they are non-green and non-photosynthetic. And in fungi, in kingdom fungi, yeast are the only form of fungi. Don't use this. Then why are you doing? I will block you if you will disturb the class. Erase it. Whatever you have written. So yeast is unicellular fungi. As I told you that the kingdom fungi include unicellular as well as multicellular organisms. So yeast is unicellular fungi, and the fungi are eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic, who will tell? Okay, one at a time. One at a time. Hmm. Eukaryotic means Yes, they have cell organelles also. Eukaryotic fungi are eukaryotic means they are well defined nucleus. Yes. Yes. What? Not audible. Again, someone is using this screen. Okay. So they are eukaryotic. They can be unicellular. They can be multicellular. They have the different cell organelles. And cell organelles are the feature of eukaryotic cell. But in fungi, what is lacking in this? Plastids. Why? Because they are non-chlorophyllous. So it lacks, fungi lacks plastid. Why? Because it is non-chlorophyllous. Who is this continuously using? You have? What are you saying? Mute your mic. Okay, so till now this all understood? Yes, what tell me the feature which I told till now of fungi. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, why these hands are raised, Habiba? Yes, tell me what do you want to say? You raise hand. Yes, you raise hand. Abdullah, yes, you tell me, Muhammad Abdullah. What do you want to say? You raise hand. Yes. Yes. Afsha. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, very good. Yes. Sheikh Salama. Yes. Salama. Ara, what do you want to say? What do you want? You are only speaking in between. Everybody is muted only. Already muted. You only speaking in between. Tell me, yes, tell me features of fungi. Yes, Ira? Tell me the features of fungi. What I told you just now. Okay, listen. So, kingdom fungi, they consist organisms. They resemble like plant and animal both. Means they having the feature of both plant and animal. The feature like plant, they having cell wall around it, and the feature that is animal like, that is they are non chlorophyllous, they are non photosynthetic, they cannot make their own food, they are heterotrophic. So this is the most important feature. That's why they categorize into separate categories kingdom fungi, because the organism which are categorized in kingdom fungi, they having the feature of both plant and animal. That's why they are not categorized in plant or kingdom plantae or kingdom animalia. And they are eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means they having well defined nuclear membrane, and they having the cell organelles. But plastids are absent. It lacks plastid. Plastids are not there because they are non photosynthetic. Chloro Chlorophyll is stored in the chloroplast only. So chlorophyll is not there, so the chloroplasts are not there in it. Yes. I'll tell you the nutrition also, how they derive the nutrients. They're the two ways. They can be saprophytic or the parasitic. They derive the nutrient through from the surrounding, and they are categorized into two categories: saprophytic and the parasitic. Saprophytic are the organisms which grow on dead and decaying organic matter. Saprophytic organisms are the organisms which grow on dead and decaying organic matter. And they not only grow on the dead and decaying organic matter, they obtain nutrients also from it. How they obtain the nutrient? Their body releases enzymes, because they are there on the food, you can say. They grow on the food. So their body releases digestive enzyme, and the food is digested outside the body, and the digested food, the nutrient means the simpler form of the food, it is absorbed by the fungi. So digestion occur outside the body here when we talk about saprophytic fungi. Like in our body, the digestion occur inside the body. We take the food in, and then the all digestive process occur inside the body. But in saprophytic fungi, what happen? They releases the digestive enzymes, and these enzymes are help to digest or break down the food into the simpler form, and that simpler form of food is absorbed by the fungi. So here the digestion occur outside the body of the fungi. They are what you can say, the cell wall or the covering of the fungi is capable to absorb. Like when I taught you the respiration through the cell membrane, so there the cell membrane amoeba is capable to diffuse the gases in and out. In the same way here also, they having the cell wall and cell membrane around it. Both the membrane are permeable to it. They capable to absorb it by default. Okay. Now another type of fungi, they are parasitic fungi. Do you have any idea about parasite? Very good. So parasitic organisms are actually, they grow on or inside the another living organism. They grow on the body or they can be grow inside the body, and they derive the food from the same living organism. Means they grow on the another living organism, and from there only they derive their food. So the parasitic organisms, they grow on the living organism. Just now I told you saprophytic fungi or the organism, they grow on the dead and decaying organic matter, dead and decaying plant and animal, you can say. So they grow on the dead. Saprophytic and parasitic, they grow on the living organism. This is the difference between two. Got it? Both are depend on means depend on other to get the food, but saprophytic live on the dead plant and animal, and parasitic they live on living organism. Got it? Understood? Say again. Because I'm right now, I'm not showing a screen, I just explaining only. Yes. Yes. What are you asking? Just now you asked something. Somebody was asking something. Okay. Anyway, so the fungi, they are heterotroph, and they can drive food through the means they having the saprophytic or the parasitic nutrition. And the difference between the saprophytic and parasitic, there's a dead and the living organism. Saprophytic grow on the dead and decaying plant and animal, and parasitic, they grow or they live in or on the living organism only, and they derive food from the living organism. Got it? I'll see your question. Wait. Okay, what the question asking, how fungi are helpful for them on which they depend. Actually, fungi are the saprophytic fungi. They are very good friend of us. They provide the nutrient for the plant. Means the dead plant animals, they break down into the simpler form. Simpler form means the complex substances they convert into the simpler form so that the plant can absorb. They convert the complex organic matter into the usable or the absorbable form of simpler nutrients. So they helpful in recycling of the nutrient. Got it?